put it on the other side. Yo, and today I even had to take my SIM card out of my thingy. I had to swap my SIM card into a different phone because every time I am using my cell phone, my main cell phone, which is what I like to use because the camera is amazing, it then always gets a call or something, and then it distorts the whole process of me being on live. So today I had to take it out because I'm like, I got me my notes. We's gonna be doing serious business. And my water in my hot water bottle on my feet because baby, we are not going to suffer. Anyway, I want to go on my channel to see. I don't think today there's a need for me to be on my laptop because if I'm using my phone, I can see comments and everything, and the lighting is mwah. Guys, you're gonna need to go to YouTube because I always mute the live here on TikTok. I'm going to be live on YouTube right now in the next minute for the next hour. We are talking about how you can get a remote job within the next 2 months. Reason being, within the next 2 months, companies are going to be hiring quite a lot, preparing for the surge that's going to be happening towards the end of the year, like in the last quarter. So you will still be here if you stay here, but you're going to be muted. You want to be here on YouTube. So let's get to it. Hi, Anesu. How are you? Anesu is already here. She waiting, girl. How you doing? Anyway, I am going to mute you guys on TikTok. That doesn't mean I don't love you, but it's just that we really need to get my YouTube going. So I'm gonna need y'all to come over here. I really need to get my YouTube going. Sis Boo, I'm good. Please go on YouTube. I'm going to leave this banner here. If you decide to stay here and someone else joins, please do tell them. How do I go to a YouTube? Please use the link in my bio or go to my stories. If you go to my stories, there's a link I posted this morning saying we have a date on YouTube. So use that or use the link in my bio. Like this note says, use this. You really don't want to miss it because like I said, we are going to go through my tips on how you can utilize the next 2 months for you to get a job before we get to the last quarter of the year. With that said, my YouTube people are waiting. Hi, Melissa. How are you, Miss or Mrs. Ndlovu? I feel so bad that I have to mute you guys, but you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do because the girl needs to get fully monetized on YouTube. Anyway, how is everybody doing? Hi, boy, privilege. Don't call me Auntie V, please. You make me feel like I'm so grown. I am grown, but no, not that grown. How are you? I'm already here. I missed the live last week. Oh, at least I saved it so you can still go back and watch it. Anyway, guys, welcome. How are y'all doing? I am super excited. I am super excited for today's class. Look at me calling it a class. I feel like I'm in a remote work masterclass. But anyway, before we get started with this is going to be the last episode of our weekly live sessions on YouTube. And with that, we are actually having the remote work masterclass this weekend. The link for you to register for that is going to be in the description of this video. Also, if you just look through my social media, you will find the link for you to register for the class that's happening this weekend. So I hope you guys are ready. And like I always say, the ones who are serious, they probably have a notepad, a little notebook, or a piece of paper and a pen, or maybe your iPad or your laptop ready for you to just note down a few things. Okay, so we are going to try to be a little bit intense. You know, I try to prepare as always. But anyway, what are we talking about today? Also, before we get into it, how are you? Do you know me? Do we know each other? If you don't know me, I am V, okay? I am V. I talk about remote work. I am a full-time remote worker. I've been working remotely for the past 3 years. I am a legal assistant for a law firm that is based in the USA. I am based in Johannesburg, South Africa, okay? And I basically come here and I talk to you guys about remote work because, you know what, if I could, I would actually, I'm working on something that will help. But anyway, if I could, I would get everybody to work remotely. That's just me. I would really love for everyone to experience the freedom that comes with it and just, you know, the joy, the excitement that comes with you working from home, whether you get to work at your own time or you work at specific times, right? So, as we are going through this today, I've got about 7 to 8 points that I'm going to be touching on. We are talking about how you can utilize the next 2 months, meaning how you can use August and September to prepare yourself in order for you to basically stand a chance to get a job within the last quarter of the year. And you might be wondering why the specific focus on the last quarter of the year. It's because in the last quarter of the year, a lot of companies experience a surge in services that they provide, whether they're in retail or whatever. Most companies are looking for people to kind of fill in the gaps that will be created when people start shopping for the holiday season or when people start traveling for the holiday season. So you want to maximize the time that you have now to make sure by the time we get to the last quarter of the year, you are in a good position for you to land a remote job, and hopefully that will be a job you will get to stay for the next, I don't know how many years, okay? Maybe 3 years like me, maybe 5, 10 years, I don't know. But I hope this will help you. Thank you, Pepito. And it doesn't help that I talk with my hands, ne? You're gonna keep seeing them, but I don't have one. But anyway, you're gonna keep seeing them. Hi, everybody. I would really appreciate it if you guys like the video, thumbs up and all that. Share it if you can while we go through this, ne? Anyway, so the first thing that you're going to do in order for you to prepare yourself, right? If you came thinking, oh, she's just gonna give us do this, nah, I'm not that girl. I'm gonna give you things that will make sense, and I am hoping by the end of this you'll look at it and be like, okay, she didn't waste my time, because I'm not trying to waste your time. I want to give you things that will help you land a job and basically build a life of your own, right? So first things first, if you want to work remotely, I'm assuming you are either working right now and you're working on site, but you want to make the transition to go remote, or you are a student, you have recently graduated or you are about to graduate, but you're not looking to go and work on site, you want to be able to work remotely. Or thirdly, you are a person who probably doesn't have maybe a qualification or you have never worked before, but you want to go into remote working. So the things I'm going to share with you, they are supposed to help you figure out what you need, what you should do, and how you can prepare yourself to actually start finding jobs and stuff like that, okay? So, and I apologize, I'm not going to be able to continuously respond to your comments, but trust and believe, I am seeing them. I just want to make sure I go through what I've prepared for you guys, and then I'll try to catch up with you. We good? Are we good? Somebody answer me, because I don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay? I don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay? But yeah. Vina, okay, thank you. So anyway, so the first thing you want to do if you're someone who wants to look for a remote job and you want to work remote, right? Oh, I love it. I love that you guys are engaging. I love that so much. So first thing, figure out exactly what you want to do. How exactly are you going to do this? If you are someone who is already employed and you're looking to make that transition to work remote, right? They are skills that we all learn in our jobs, or if you're someone who is in university, as you are learning, going through your course, you are learning certain skills that you're already acquiring. So the first thing you need to do is pick up what skills do you have, and that will help you figure out which industry or which position you actually would like to apply for, right? So that's our number one. Figure out what skills do you already possess and where can you utilize those skills, because we all have transferable skills. It doesn't matter whether you want to move from being on site and you want to go remote doing the same job, or you actually want to go into a completely different position or maybe a different industry. We all have transferable skills that you can take from one position and you can apply to the other. So that's what you really want to get down first. Figure out the skills that you have. That will help you figure out which direction you want to take in terms of which position you actually want to be applying for. Second thing, you're going to figure out if you don't have skills specifically. So remember, I said my work here is usually geared towards people who are looking to make the transition from on-site to remote, or you're going from university and you want to get your first remote job, or you're someone who doesn't have any qualification, or you don't have any working experience. This applies specifically if you are someone who might not have a qualification, or you also don't have any experience. You need to find out what skills are needed now for the position that you have now identified. You have sat down with yourself and you're like, oh my God, I don't even know remote V exists, because girl, if you don't know I exist, which rock are you living under? Okay. But anyway, let's say you're this person who's like, I don't even know that remote V exists. I don't know that she shares about remote work. So I don't even know where to start. But you're like, okay, fine. I'm just going to go on LinkedIn and see what people are posting. And you get there, you're like, I'm interested in maybe being a legal assistant, even though you don't know remote V is also a legal assistant. Like, I'm interested in that. Now, what you need to figure out, what do you need in order for you to be a remote worker who is a legal assistant? You need to now start with your own research. You know what, Papito? I am glad you are now freed from under that rock and you are here. But anyways, so you are this person who's like, okay, I want to be this legal assistant. I don't know where to find information about it. What you need to start from is basically finding out what skills do I need in order for me to become a legal assistant? What qualifications do I need in order for me to become a legal assistant? And you're going to get this information by going on different job sites and looking at the descriptions and their requirements for each position you come across where they're looking for a legal assistant. Go and jot everything down. They say they want someone who's got great organizational skills. Okay, this is one of the skills they need. They need someone who is self-sufficient in getting their work done and stuff like that. What type of courses do you need to take in order for you to acquire those skills? That's something you need to do. You go and do this research, and you're doing all this research because you just don't know that I exist. Otherwise, if you knew that I existed, then you would know that I give you this information in my remote work masterclass, okay? But anyway, that's basically what you need to do. You do the legwork to find out what qualification, what skills do you need, and once you've figured, if you do have the means for you to actually get a formal education, then by all means go get a formal education. That will advance you, okay? And if you don't have the means for you to get a formal education, a formal qualification, then there are so many places online where you can learn certain skills, you can acquire certain qualifications. Some of those being, so this is the third thing we're talking about. Now we're talking about you acquiring these skills. You're going to look at websites like Udemy. And one of the questions that I'm also going to address while you're here is the fact that people are like, okay, so these sites, they are free, or, they don't cost that much. Do these things actually matter if I get a certificate from these sites? What I have to say to you is that these sites I share with you are the sites that I personally used for me to get the qualifications that I got online. And it's the same qualifications that helped me get the remote jobs that I have gotten up to this point. So you want to look at sites like Udemy, look at Coursera, Allison. I know, is it Coursera or Allison? Between the two of them, one of them at the end of it asks you to make a payment for the certificate in order for you to get it. You can get, I think you can get a PDF one for free, but you have to pay to get the real, the real paper one. It really doesn't matter. If you can get the PDF one, just get it, baby. Okay, if you can get it, just get it. Okay, they are actually, Papito, they are worthwhile. For me though, I will tell you, if you're not familiar with my journey,